And if you can do that in a personal way, a delightful way, an unforgettable way, a weird way, a colorful way, they will do the marketing for you. To give you an example, here's a breakfast-themed t-shirt design that we released during breakfast hours. If you showed up in the afternoon, we would not sell it to you because it's against company policy, just like the breakfast places we go try to get our breakfast sandwiches from. I want to share that same misery that I've had to go through getting my breakfast sandwich. I had people drive from New York City to Boston to go to my Newbury Street shop, and we had to turn them away because they showed up too late. They are never going to buy a t-shirt again for the rest of their lives. However, anytime they have breakfast, they're going to share the story about how this little jerk face named Jonny Cupcakes would refuse to sell them a shirt because they were doing this silly theme. However, the people who did buy these t-shirts, we gave them breakfast with every t-shirt purchase, and we made a connection up here in their hearts and their stomachs, and everybody left that day with a story to share. Here's a pot of gold themed shirt, St. Patrick's Day. I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm going to dress up like a leprechaun and illegally hide behind bushes in Back Bay, Boston. I'm going to put clues on my social media, mostly on Instagram, and I'm going to hide in different locations. And if you find me, that's the only way you can get this limited edition t-shirt. 7 minutes later, 13 minutes later, I hear a screeching car stop. Somebody jumps out, they get their shirt, we take a selfie, we run and hide, I go and do it again and again. You know, there weren't too many of these t-shirts, but those people will never forget. Imagine, like, there's so many ways to do business. You could still have a serious service and still be professional, but you could still lighten up the room a little. And I don't expect you to dress up like a leprechaun, but it could be something as small as a handwritten note, or as big as a secret event that you send golden tickets to some special people, and you build up your community that way. So as I said, you know, we've done glow-in-the-dark ink, scented ink. We've got our classic shirt that we'll put different patterns inside of. We've done collaborations, licensing deals. We've done lighthearted parodies. We've done our own characters. More lighthearted parodies. We did a shirt for the chefs, not the chiefs, the chefs, and thought that would be a fun one. And then we also pull inspiration from sports seasons, from holidays. You do not have to have a t-shirt brand to do this. But basically, you want to figure out a way that every day you can celebrate, and if you can celebrate through your branding, through your marketing emails, through your local community events, through your giveaways, and through just little unique touch points with your clients and with your coworkers. These can be super special. So we know every year we're doing our baseball, basketball, hockey themed t-shirts, and Valentine's Day, we're going to package some shirts in a box of chocolate, and St. Patrick's Day, I'm going to be hitting the streets, almost getting arrested, dressed up like a leprechaun. So, you know, think about what those things can be. When I was dating my wife on our first date, I remember we were sharing our favorite things we collected as kids. It was X-Men cards. And she specifically told me about this Gambit hologram that she had. What did I do that night? I spent sleepless hours on eBay, Craigslist, trying to find that same Gambit hologram card.